camera in here. You can edit that out. All right. Hey guys, yesterday we talked about viruses. Actually, it was a pretty interesting talk because viruses are kind of sneaky little suckers. Remember, these are the hijackers. Okay. Well, I'm showing you some pictures of some different viruses because they all come in all shapes and sizes. The one on the top, it's not the green part, that's just a leaf that it attacks, but on the top you see a picture of a virus called the tobacco mosaic virus. Obviously that's a virus that's going to attack tobacco plants. They grow a lot of tobacco down in West Virginia and Virginia, and they have to worry about that virus around their crops. Okay, so anyway, just remember, viruses are really just two things. It's piece of genetic material wrapped up in a protein code. I think the genetic material is represented by that red line, and the brown part is like the protein code, I'm assuming, from that little animated picture. Okay, here's actually some flu. That's what the flu virus looks like. Actually, the pictures on the right are actually real pictures taken with a microscope. So those are actual real pictures of it. That's the flu virus that causes flu. Again, different shape, but same general idea. Pretty much just a piece of genetic material wrapped up in protein. Doesn't have any fancy schmancy organelles at all to it. So pretty basic. A couple other, I just think these are kind of cool to look at. Oops. They are. This one on top is adenovirus. That's the common cold. All right, that's when you get the cold, common cold, those are the little critters that are attacking your cells. That is a real picture. Now it's purple only because they probably used some kind of stain that made it purple. Chances are they're not really purple or pink or whatever that is. So, yeah, and down here, definitely, viruses can be really freaky looking. Okay, and this is an actual real shot of them. That's a bacteriophage. Pretty generic virus. Again, just a protein code and just a piece of genetic material. Very, very, very tiny little critters. Hey, something else we talked about yesterday. Actually, you saw the movie. You saw the little film, and this is kind of a picture, just kind of summing up what that movie clip was about yesterday, and it's going to lead me to my question I have for you. So if you remember what viruses do, viruses come on in, they dump their genetic contents into some unlucky cell. In this case, they changed that genetic material to DNA, which is going to basically just sneak its way into the host cell's DNA. It's going to hijack the cell by just inserting its DNA into the cell's DNA. Then it's going to be able to make all these proteins to go on to, number one, pretty much destroy this white blood cell to begin with, and number two, make more viruses. Okay. Unlucky little cell, huh? Basically, this cell just got, it just basically got, it basically got attacked with bad DNA. Okay, so here's my question to you. I want to see if you guys can get this.
Probably not. I'm stupid.
No, you're not. Knowing how a virus replicates. Knowing how this little virus replicates. Do you think it can have any good purpose?
No.
Every time you talk about viruses, you talk about them causing the cold.
Yeah, because they can make your cells stronger, can't they?
Well, let's think about it. Think about the way they replicate, and think about how that could be put to good use. How a scientist...
Wouldn't it be like practicing? Like if you practice before someone and get better and better at it?
Not really. Not really, but keep trying. I want you to keep brainstorming. I like it. Here's the one.
If a scientist could figure out how to insert a special medicine or something to boost your immune system, they can reproduce and carry out and make others of itself.
You're on the right track. That is actually really good.
I told her that.
Keep going. I want to hear more. Yeah.
Could they make a vaccine out of it somehow?
How? Be more specific.
Like, give it to you earlier in life, like they do like chickenpox or something?
I told her that.
Okay.
Making them do it?
In order to answer this question, you got to remember this little schematic that you've seen on the board a couple times. DNA is going to go on to code and make proteins. Okay, in the case of like HIV, the DNA of HIV hijacks a cell and forces that cell to make some bad proteins that are going to go on to make more of itself, proteins that are going to go on to kill the white blood cell. What if there's that piece of DNA inside of the virus, the DNA that has all the bad genes in it, all the bad messages in it? What if a scientist could go in, cut and paste out the bad parts, and then what? Go ahead, Kirsten. You kind of were on. I know you know this.
Paste like the good DNA parts in there.
Paste some really good genes, maybe even from another organism.
Huh.
You know, maybe another organism has the ability to do something really cool because they can manufacture a protein that does something cool.